Welcome to Guitar Gallery. It's a very special day today. Normally we do a review and you'll see Stefan on this side, but today we've got Thomas Leeb here. Still can't believe it. But Thomas, thank you for visiting us.
Yes.
We know you've had a hectic schedule in South Africa, and making the time, and after all the computer trouble, really appreciate it.
That was nothing. I had a really fantastic time here.
And you've been to Cape Town, you've been to Durban,
There was also Knysna.
Knysna as well.
Knysna.
You've really been to the nice places. So.
I have. I've been very, very lucky on this one. Yeah.
I saw Thomas last night performing at Marks Park in Johannesburg. Thomas, I said earlier it's been the best show, and I really mean that. And I've been to other shows just to confirm that. It was fantastic. I think the honesty and sincerity that comes through and the amazing skill is just fantastic.
Thank you.
Thomas, just to tell the audience out there, we've just been appointed as the Loudon guitar dealers, agent and reseller. We still can't believe it.
Congratulations.
Stefan is standing there at the back trying to take them home, but that's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And you've been associated with Loudon for quite a long time.
Yes.
Can you maybe just tell us, how did you come across Loudon? And then maybe after that, just tell us about your signature model that you're playing.
Well, I was a student at the London Music School in the late 90s, and I think it was the 25th or 30th anniversary. I don't quite remember. It was a Loudon anniversary, and they had there was a big store right underneath the school because it was called the Acoustic Center back then, and they were the biggest Loudon dealer at the time. My friend Seamus sold them there, so that's how I got in touch with him initially. And then George came one day, and they had it was Jan Ackerman and Eric Roche played, and slowly I got we became friends, and I fell in love with the guitars, and I've been hooked on them ever since. I mean, I there are other fantastic guitars out there, but I do have other guitars at home as well, but this is the Loudon for me is really the perfect fit,
I mean, it's very, very balanced. That's the one thing, and lots of sustain.
Yeah.
Can you maybe take us through the specific model? Because obviously this you do get the Thomas Leeb signature model, and this is made according to your specs. I don't know if yours is a little bit more special than the other Thomas Leeb, or is it exactly the same?
It's exactly the same, Well, when this one's, to me, it's of course more special because this has been with me for almost 10 years, and to have a Loudon signature model for me is like it's like getting an Oscar or like a lifetime achievement award or something like that. So, and especially being in the company of people like Pierre Bensouzan and Alex DeGrassi and Richard Thompson, and now John Gum has joined us as well, as signature artist. It's a huge honor, and the guitar. One of the things I wanted was to basically not have it crazy expensive, right? Because some of the other signature guitars, they're price-wise all the way up here. So I was conscious of that. So I said, make the rosette just a simple style rosette. In the back, no crazy appointments. It's just a simple line. Just keep everything simple. And I personally like visually simple looking guitars. I mean, the crazy inlays and stuff is all nice, but it doesn't really do much for me, so I wanted to keep it that way. Picking the woods was difficult. I was playing a quilted maple F, the medium-sized one, at the time, with a Alpine spruce top, I think it was. So I had a day off on tour, so I went to the Loudon factory, and I loaded up the car with, I think it was like close to a dozen Loudons. And then I went to George's house and sat in his living room and played around, and it was narrow. I almost wanted an Indian rosewood, just a simple Indian rosewood spruce top, but what we ended up settling on walnut. And this is a pretty one. Never mind the sticker I have on here, but it's a pretty walnut sides and back. Spruce top, and that's about it. Other than that, it's all completely to specs. And the pickup system, that's me as well. And of course, there's the scratch plate, I know.
This is the only model with a scratch plate
Yes.
of the signature models.
Fortunately.
Just the walnut.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the most popular people tend to go for a rosewood or a mahogany. Just maybe explain to us the walnut. What do you hear?
I mean, from the get-go, as far as the woods go, I think people get way too anaraki, if that makes sense. Get way too focused on this wood versus that wood, and then spruce versus cedar, and people become very, very dogmatic about it. Some people say, I had some raised eyebrows when I said walnut and spruce. There's a strange combination. Similar thing with Alex Degrassi's signature model. He has a quilted maple, I think it's alpine spruce top, which you'd think quilted maple and spruce was just way too bright, but it's an extremely warm and it's got a very fat tone. And like for me, it just worked really well with a lot of overtones. Sure. And I could push it and drive it without it overloading, being too much.
So lots of it.
And it just worked with the right kind of. It could be sweet, but you could also bang the hell out of it. So that's what worked for me.
Great, Thomas. Thank you very much for taking us through this and visiting Guitar Gallery. It's a huge honor. And again, we are so proud to be the agents of Loudon for the first time in South Africa, and I think for that matter in Africa. And there's no better way than to come and visit us, sit on this couch, because now the couch was actually famous before you came, but now it's super famous. And come and sit on this couch, come and play these guitars, feel them, hug them, strum them, pick them, and you'll fall in love with them as well. And we hope to see you soon. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.